so bad.
Not so bad.
Yeah.
It's actually cooling off here now, which is kind of bumming me out. I'm in a melancholy state because I hate when the summer ends. I'm very affected by what the sun going in earlier. So yeah, already I'm starting to dread the winter, and it's August 27th, and I'm like, no, so yeah, so I'm trying to like get my head out of melancholy state.
Oh, yeah.
Colleen, I also get seasonal affective disorder. Like I was in London, I lived in London for 2 years, and I was like really depressed like half the year because of lack of sun. But I love the fall so much. It's my favorite season. I'm so excited. Yeah, I just love like the first morning you wake up and it's kind of crisp and cool, and you're like, oh yeah, it's cooling down. I love that feeling.
Oh, I'm glad for you.
Yeah. It's so funny, but like fall and spring is like they're being compressed now, they're like shorter and shorter.
Yes,
extreme warm. Yeah,
although I feel like this season we had a reasonable spring, and even at the beginning of the summer, if you remember, it rained like so much in June. So hopefully, I don't know, it's pretty cool for the end of August, so I feel like fall is starting early. So
I'm sure.
Hi, Arielle.
Oh, wow. It's cool here. It's 73 right now. I guess I've been kind of not going outside. Yesterday, I went for a walk and realized that it wasn't as hot as I thought it was. Maybe this week's been cooler because it was like 90 and 100. Hi, Arielle.
Woo.
Hi. It feels so good here. I like could not be happier. And I'm like feeling like, oh, I'm ready to be cozy. Not like wrapped up in sweaters, but just like to have more soft fabric all over my body.
Yes.
Soft shoes.
Soft fabric.
Yeah.
That's a nice way to think of the fall.
Yeah.
When I hear you, Colleen, saying that you are a summer girl, like you're a summer, it makes sense with the beauty of your hair.
Oh, thank you.
Your hair is like very sunny, very vibrant. Like,
well, and it's from spending so much time in the sun. So you'll see as the winter months drag on, my hair gets much darker and less lustery. And yeah, so.
Oh, wow. So that's your natural color.
It is. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah. All the girls in my family have red hair. And I'll tell you a funny story. My sister married a man who had 3 daughters from a previous relationship, and they were all redheads. So it was very weird. Like we would go on vacations together, and we were like a circus act because you don't see that many redheads in one setting, So it was like me, my mom, my sister, my 4 nieces. It was crazy. Yeah. So,
wow.
Anna Green Gables.
What's that?
Anna Green Gables.
Oh, yes. Yes.
My favorite.
Pippi Longstocking, too. Pippi had red hair. Do we want to practice pitches? Do we want to just connect with each other, talk about what's going on in our... What do we all want to do today? What do you all want to do?
I'm happy just to catch up.
Yeah.
But, open it to the crowd.
Yeah, I think if we don't have Sonia, like I did a little bit of homework. I started doing a little bit of homework with your like pitch construction, but I feel like we should I want to give it its full amount of time and to have Sonia here. So
yeah,
to catch up. We always something really juicy always comes out of these more open-ended conversations. So curious what that is today.
Yeah, I'm really open to anything. I would say I finalized the content for my website, and it's in development today, so I sort of have a pitch out there. But there's like, I would say there's probably like aspects of the whole thing that I'm kind of struggling with, like I don't think I have like a super, like some coaches tell you to be like super niche and like solve a very clear problem. I still feel like mine is more general. So like that's something that's been on my mind of like, how do I make this less generic and more specific potentially?
I'd love to talk a little bit more about that because I've been thinking about my website too. And I actually have been meaning to message you both. I messaged with Sonia about how she handled her website. So I, was meaning to message you both to see how you're handling it. So yeah, that might be a good topic.
Yeah, let's dive in. Looking for niche, is that what you're saying? You're exploring niche, like how to get a little bit more than just women leaders.
Yeah, I mean, so I think that I like definitely want people who are probably kind of swaying away a little bit from corporate again, like want some people who are like more mission driven, maybe in the nonprofit humanitarian side, right? So I'm more interested there as I'm in this process. But it's just interesting, right? Like I think about like you, Gopi, like you're very clear, like school leaders. Like, it's like a very specific target, you know? And I have to say, I was like looking at, I mean, I'll just say, I mean, I love her to death. Like I was looking at Annika's website because it's she just shared. And I love her, right? And I was kind of like laughing as I was looking at her website. I'm like, oh my God, I feel like half of the things I'm saying, like she's like, it's all like it feels like more general coaching stuff, like burnout and like confidence and clarity and all this stuff. I mean, and so it's like 50% the same kind of her and me. Yet we're such different people, you know? I mean, we've overlapped too, but we worked together a little bit in the past. But I was looking at her thing and I was just like, oh, like what if she just like went, I don't know why. I was like, what if she just went for expats? Because she's had that experience like both ways, kind of.
Mm.
I don't know, it just came to me. I was like, what if she just went for that thing rather than kind of keep it broad, right? And so for me, I was also thinking like there's definitely some tension and resistance of like wanting to like pick a specific group because then you're like, oh, like what if you're like not going to attract the other people that might come to you, and like is it going to be hard to get this group and all the things, right, that come with that. But there's a lot of power in just like picking a small group and going really deep, and that's what you're kind of known for. So that's just.
Can you say more about your drive to want to pick a niche?
Well, yeah. So the couple of things, like I feel like I'm still new, right? Like in the like the business part of this, but in general, there's a couple of reasons. I probably went to 2 or 3 sales coaching sessions last year, and they were very experienced coaches. They sort of said, to be successful, you really should. They're very clear. And they said,
Okay.
again, that's a point of view. I mean, I have a friend who's still more general and she's been successful. But they said, like, coaching it's a skill set. It's not it's not the problem you're trying to solve. And so, like, if someone is trying to like refer you, it's really helpful to be like, okay, Monika is I don't know, like love coach for singles.
Okay. Okay.
And like it's kind of specific and people can refer you to that, and you have a clear problem you're trying to solve for them.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
example they gave, which is like I still remember because it was really resonant, was I'm the coach for that feeling when your love life's in the toilet. I'm your coach for that. Like that was really catchy. I remember it 1 year later. And so I think that that's the thing. Like I'm like interested in doing that thing versus being like, I solve for clarity and confidence, which is like on my website right now. Like it will be, and like all the thing that frankly, I think a lot of coaches already like say, like, how do you really differentiate
Yeah.
your right back to like this thing, Gopi, we were talking about like, I'm interested in like individuation. How do I differentiate myself and be very clear on a target market and go deep versus just try to be something for everyone?
Okay. That's helpful. It's helpful for me because I'm also, I think we're probably all thinking the same thing, right? So, and one of my hesitancies in turning toward coaching was that there's so many coaches out there. I'm like, there is a glut of coaches out there. Am I just throwing myself into the mix and making my life harder? And yeah, I haven't resolved that for myself yet because I'm still trying to figure out my full coaching identity, but it's helpful to hear your thoughts.
I haven't either, and that's why my website's going to be more general now, and it'll hopefully evolve over time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think,
Arielle, I'm curious to hear about Ariel, how you resolved this for yourself, because you seem to have niched down a bit.
Some of the clarity I had came from just like my own professional community and network. And it's funny. I mean, I feel like on the one hand, you're right, Colleen, there are a ton of coaches. And yet, like in, in DC, in the kind of like policy advocacy space, there aren't a lot of coaches, right? And people are like, who's a
That's good.
coach? I don't, I right that there was I mean, it came to me first from just like listening to the challenges that my friends and colleagues had. People were leading organizations who were like, I don't have anyone to talk to, right? I feel stuck. I feel overwhelmed. I feel burnt out. I have lost myself in this system where I was like striving to be, striving to be, striving to be. And like, I don't even, I don't even know what's the shape of me anymore. And that there wasn't a lot of coaching in that community. And so I have articulated it as like purpose-driven leaders and their teams. So like, not dissimilar from what I hear you saying, Monica, like, mission-driven people, but it is mission-driven people. I was talking to a woman who runs a coaching program in like a health policy consulting firm. And it's like this internal coaching program and has some other things to it. And she was telling me when she started her coaching career, she was like coaching investment bankers and people in who make movies. And I was like, oh, well, I want the checks that those people write, but I'm not called to do that. But then, even like, further from mission driven, because it's not, not that I wouldn't want to work with someone who was a humanitarian, but like my clients lean domestic, they lean kind of like health, social services, economic development, kind of like people who are in the like trying to heal systems of well-being, housing, that kind of thing. And so it was the community that I knew. And then my audience has expanded because now I don't work on, I work with people who work on healthcare, but now I'm not like only a healthcare person. But I wouldn't say there's like a snappy one-liner that's like, Arielle is the coach that you go to, when like the, bureaucratic machine spits you out. Cause I would say like I have clients who are in service provision, clients who are in government, like it hasn't narrowed to the point where, and I like love the idea. I don't feel like I have enough reps in where I'm like, oh yeah, come to me for the, for this, this kind of this kind of approach. It still feels like a little bit open-ended.
That tagline is everything, if you ask me. Like, come to Arielle when bureaucratic machine spits you out. I mean, I follow a number of people on LinkedIn who are in that. May be also why I feel like there's so many coaches, because I follow a lot of coaches. But the pithier and the, dare I say, snarkier, the more attention they get.
Yeah, I think Professor Scott Galloway was my marketing professor. He's like so famous now.
Really? I
Yeah.
love him.
Yeah.
I am obsessed with him. I follow all of his stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And like in our marketing class, I don't know, 10 years ago, he used to be like ideas need to have sex. And like that was his tagline,
Yes.
And he just used to say that all the time. He wasn't that famous back then. But anyways, people like were really, really wanted to go to his class because he was different. And he talked about like males and females and like what attracts each other, like we're like MBAs, like late 20s, right? Like we're thinking about that stuff.
Who was this? You broke up. What was his name?
Oh, Scott Galloway.
Scott. Oh yeah, he's good.
Really. Yeah, it was just, I started following him too late recently. But anyways, yeah, so it's just kind of on my mind how to make it
I think I like so what's landing here is that there's two ways to look at this. The one is the identity side, which is who am I and what am I saying on my website? And what am I standing for? And who the hell am I? And like who am I here for? Which is a calling that you have had for a while now. Like, what am I doing and who am I here for? And then you get snippets of like, oh yeah, I want to do international work. I want to do United Nations because you've done it in the past, looking at your previous like, and that's where we were going to go in the next like training session. And then there's the prospecting side, which is where Ariel's talking, which is you go in your network and you meet people and you see people and you say what is good for them to hear, like the problem they want to solve. And she's like, I don't think it's yet down to one line, that it's the problem they want to solve, that they've been brought into your space and you're like, oh, you know what, I can help you. And it's reminding me of the way kids explore who they're going to be when they're in college, that there's like this really wide variety of options. I get this, I get this, I get this, and maybe they narrow it down to three or five. But until they take that class or do that internship, they're not 100% set on whether or not they're going to do that. And so, in like the focus of putting the statement out is one aspect of it, it's like the external aspect of it. But more what I would encourage is just go get a few free clients and see what it's like. Go in your corporate space, like find a client. I'm not may trying to minimize it, just go get a few free clients as if it's the easiest thing in the world. But like get a client from your corporate space and talk to them and see, is this what you want to be doing? Like the way I got to school leaders was I started with parents, then I moved to parents who have businesses, then I was with a parent CEO and doing a workshop at her space, like the third workshop in the year, flying out there. And I'm just like, this is not what I want to be doing. Like, I'm great. I'm happy with the money. This is not what I want to be doing. Then I moved to coaching some teachers. Now I've landed in school leaders. Like it's been a journey. I had a feeling that I was like, I knew, since I was a little girl that I'm in educational leadership, but the confidence to do what I'm here to do. And I'm saying that's what I'm here to do. Next year, I don't know, it might be something different because we evolve. Every year we evolve. And so I would say where you're at right now to just really look around your network and think, is there somebody I could have a conversation with that I would enjoy that would benefit? Do
Yeah.
th- do three free sessions with the statement that my price is such and such. After three sessions, we will start payment if you would like to continue. Like bringing them incoming, like focusing on the feel of the who I am instead of the wording of the who I am. I know you do need to have that wording, but for right now, just like placing up what it is and getting clarity through the experience of it. I don't know if that helps.
Yeah, I think that's really true. I mean, I haven't loved coaching. I've coached like 5, 6 nonprofit leaders, haven't loved it, even though that's what I really wanted to do. That's what I thought I wanted to do. And so I want to continue trying because I really want to support the segment, but it's got to
Ah.
feel right. Like it just was a little too slow. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, so that's really big like feedback that you're giving yourself. Who's somebody that you think you would love, or who's your next like, oh, I might really love that.
Yeah. I don't know, but this is the hard part about it. Like my favorite client was like a mid-level marketing corporate executive. And now she got laid off and now she's trying to be like the next Oprah. And she's amazing. You know what I mean? She's super dynamic. She wants to spread positivity and good messages. So also people can shift and transform, right? So I don't
And
want to be like, no,
what I'm
corporate.
noticing you love is people who are really far, like big dreams. Like you want to support someone with vision. You
Yeah.
want to support movement makers. You want to support that. And so is there, just not, you can't answer it right in this moment, but the exploration of like within the next 2 weeks or within the next week, can I find a movement maker that's in my circle that I could get on a free coaching session with me?
Yeah.
And even now, are there any movement makers that you can think of? There might be some Indian uncles and aunties even. Like, are there any just nearby, close, that's not hard, that's easy? Just an
Mm.
easy step. Because after three sessions or even after one session, you can say, hey, sorry, my schedule got busy, I can't do this. Like, or maybe in your previous when you were doing the International Indian Association, I think the association and the international work, there's some friends there that you could just to see what is it like? What are their desires? What are they like? Do I enjoy this space? Do I enjoy this? But that's what I would recommend to help with the lack of clarity on the wording, the feeling that what I'm saying isn't the right thing. For me, in my experience, it's been a lack of clarity in my own identity as a coach, not a lack of clarity in who I'm coaching.
Hmm.
That it's more that I'm still setting into like, am I terrified? Do I feel good enough in this? Is that do I feel good enough that comes up when I start thinking about my ideal. And so then I'll do the like the non for me it was the CEO leaders instead of the school leaders. I'm still like I'll go easily coach and find clients that are CEOs or have their own business instead of go to the CEO leaders. Though I know the CEO leaders where it's at because I still don't feel good enough to be truly me. And so anyways, just wanted to throw that out there. There is the whole dark night of the soul journey that we can do as well here. Um, like a little diagram of it that could help with this.
Mm.
But in your heart right now, I would love for you to think of three names. If, we'd probably do some, like maybe later on we have our one-to-one call, like some slowing down, putting spaciousness in this and thinking of three names and just bringing in like one or two, even let's just keep it super simple, one person that you did one coaching session with. That's someone that's a little reaching of like who you think is your favorite. And then from there, that session, you'll be able to eliminate, oh, it's not clarity that I bring, it's massive movements. It's not da 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 da, it's this, because you'll be stepping into that instead of I don't know space, which is the nonprofits, it seems. I don't know what it is, but this is what I have, and I think I want to do this. It's the oh, I know space. Oh, I know that I loved that. Like with
Hmm.
this friend of yours that's Oprah, like this client of yours that wants to be the next Oprah. Like, what do you know that you could like really love? Yeah. My one last thing, my coaches who've trained me, especially the Brian Franklin, who's like what he's coached the the former Google executive, the former Google CEO. His mom was working with Stephen Covey to promote his book, and they did the Stephen Covey Franklin programs all across the United States. And he is so against websites and wording. He's like, he drills it into us. Don't put your mind there. That's the space of fantasy and not reality. That clients don't come in through your website. Clients come in through person to person conversations,
I
relationship
really
marketing.
appreciate that because I had coffee with a colleague of mine about a month ago, and she works for an organization that's like Chief, like helps women um, improve their social networking and their elevates their presence, all of that. And I said, tell me what you think about websites, because I have a website that I've had forever. I just haven't updated it, and I don't feel the motivation to do it. And I said, what role is website playing today? And she said, I wouldn't put a whole lot of energy there. She said, you need a place for your clients to land on. So if someone says, oh, you should reach out to Colleen, they should have a place to go, but it doesn't need to be the end all be all. So it like that very much that resonates with how I feel. And I think why I've been so like, I just keep putting it off and putting it off, but it has to be done. But yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. I have four websites, you guys. I'm saying no websites, and I have four websites because I
Wow.
can't because I'm trying to figure out my identity and I don't want to narrow it down. So I'm fully hypocritical in what I'm saying here. That don't worry about the web. I literally have four websites, which is crazy. It's because I'm still trying to figure out how do I do this, and that part of me that's doing the website is the part that's just avoiding the conversations.
Yeah.
just not doing the difficult
Yeah.
thing. Just pick up the phone and call people and just get on your network and just call. Hey, I would like to practice. I want to practice. Like, what do you have for me? And just get in motion of speaking your identity instead
Yeah.
of putting it on some faraway website that nobody's really going to see.
Yeah. That's really good.
No, I'm fully hypocritical here, Monica. I'm right with you.
No, and I think that there's a part of me that's doing the two, like the avoidant of like actually going out and prospecting. But I think there's another part of me that like I've always I know like my best friend, he's I don't know, I used to work for Mark Zuckerberg, he's in comms, and he was like nobody has a website, like people don't care about websites, like we're old now, like that's you're dating yourself. And I'm like, I know, but I'm like, I
Yeah.
always wanted like a beautiful website. I don't know, it's just something I've always
Yeah.
wanted to do. And actually the process has
Yeah.
really helped me
Mm.
of writing the content. It's actually really helped me try to distill, right? The
Yeah.
pitch and who I am and my identity. So I really liked it, even if nobody goes to it, frankly. I'm
Yes.
super happy. Like I'm doing the thing, but
That's the reason why I want to update. So I've spent some time updating my LinkedIn profile, but I want to work with someone to update my website who is going to help me distill some of this, what's in my brain, into actual language.
Mm.
That's, yeah, because I've been working with AI, quite frankly. Like I'm just working with AI as a partner, like, how does this sound? And yeah, so
I actually love that point you're making, that both of you, that it it's a trust, like having a website feels like an organizational identity, like a business identity for us. Like it's a internal trust. Like I do have a space. I am established. Like, and it does help that clarity come in with the wording is so true.
yeah.
It really makes, I mean, I think about like the number of times I sat when I was in philanthropy, we'd like sit in the boardroom and bring projects with new organizations, and our president would be like, I went to their website, like, ugh, and it is, especially like at a time where like we're stepping into this new professional identity and
Yeah.
maybe, new whole person identity.
Yeah.
And so it's all inside, and we've been like mining it and nourishing it, but like there, in order to, like, it makes sense that a website, it doesn't have to be a website, but like a website is a place where you can say like, okay, this is me,
Yeah.
right? And this is my home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And it doesn't have to be like what you said earlier, Gopi, about the like, there's the like, who is me? And then what am I offering? What am I offering to others? And the thing I've been telling myself about my own website is that it has to be like, I'm going to let it be general enough that, like multiple different offerings, specific, sort of prospecting pitches, like could fit inside of that, but it doesn't have to be that, but like the website just has to be a place
Yeah.
where when someone lands there, they're like, oh yeah, okay. This
Yeah.
is like a legit thing.
Yeah.
And, I get to feel, I also had a really, like, it was difficult to write the text of the website. I hadn't like done a lot of I didn't have like a lot of design specifications. I was like, well, I kind of know what I like and what I don't like, but I can't articulate it. So I worked with a designer. I probably paid her twice what I needed to pay her, but we had to iterate a lot. And so there was just a monetary cost to it. But I remember asking my neighbor who's like a marketer for tech companies. And he was like, the thing that's unique about you is your voice.
Mm,
And that like when people meet you, like they see your light, they hear, they just like, they remember the voice that you bring. And so you get to use this website to convey that.
yeah.
And like he even said, like, write your bio in first person, right? So that people hear your voice coming through as opposed to kind of this like cold, more sterile. And he was like, it's, it was a choice. Cause like I wanted to seem, like professional, I like wanted it to seem like, if somebody else's board or someone else's boss was like, this is a serious thing. Is this a serious coach? Right. That's like serious enough, but also, serious and warm. And so I think like where I've landed is like, it's good to have a website to do those things, to step into the identity, to kind of like be a convener for what it's becoming, and to validate like in a digital way what I think I want people to see when they see it in person, but it's no substitute for.
Arielle, do you have a video of yourself on your website?
Do not.
You should. Because your voice, like, you are such a distinctive personality. Like, once your friend is right, your neighbor is right. Once you meet you, they won't forget you. So yeah, I feel like, yeah, I feel like you should have some video presence on there.
Well, this is it's a stretch. It's that this is a a growing edge, and it's the kind of thing where like I could make like Dominic like I could make videos for to like try out on LinkedIn, or when like the leap to like making a video is not that much. There's like the cringe element of like, oh my gosh, I hate the way that I sound.
I'm with you.
Yeah. I think I've told you all about, in September, I'm hosting this story salon event, and and it's like 10 women, and everyone is invited to this dinner party, and all they have to bring is a story that they want to be, that they want to put out in the world. And I have been working on the story that I want to tell, which is about listening to other people's stories. So I wonder if there's like a very baby step to making a video would be to record some of that.
Yeah.
Right? Because like if that feels like the thing that feels like inauthentic is like just looking at the camera. Right. But if I could capture like things that feel authentic and real, I know at probably like what feels inauthentic to me doesn't look as inauthentic to the average person, but I don't know. That's a gap for me.
I get it. I totally get it. Listen, I'm suggesting it, but I haven't done it, but like what I have found as I'm starting to post more on LinkedIn is that it has to strike me in the moment. Like, I'm not at the point where I have an editorial calendar and I say every Tuesday morning I'm going to do a LinkedIn post, and I'm not there yet, but I'm like every week I'm trying to get something out there that just is from me personally. So I'm developing that personality on the site.
That's nice.
But I have a technical question. Sorry, and we can talk about this later, but I would love to know if any of you have someone that you've worked with that you would recommend in the web design and website content development space. So not to distract, but
I do.
I can go in a week. Colleen, you can see mine in a week to see if you like it, and then I can.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
It's actually a pretty big step to land in a website and say, this is what I'm doing. It actually is a real like identity cementer, isn't it? Like Arielle was saying, like, oh yeah, okay, I am a coach and here's my face to the world. Like it's a good feeling. I wanted to just check back in, Monica. I noticed with you, like I drop into sister mode, which is like fuck the coaching, fuck the guru, whatever that you tell me. I just get into like, I want to champion you and I want to be like, just do it. Just go out. Like you do with me. Like I noticed like you've done that a few times with me when we were in person in CTI. Like, Gopi, come on. Just like let's do it. Like you can do it. So I just there's a bit of a push. And I recognize with you, I was like, there was pressure and push in my way I was speaking to you. And so just wanted to check in. Like, how are you? Where are you at with it all?
I didn't feel that at all.
Okay. Yeah.
Very sweet though. And I just wanted to say, Arielle, your website is beautiful.
Oh,
And I think you struck that balance of like warmth and professional like really well. I love that. And it's so cool, right? Like I just feel like in these conversations, like I was envisioning there's like part of your website where there's like little like stories, right? Snippets of stories. Like that'd be so cool and like unique, you know, and sort of authentic to you. So wanted to
You
share.
were the vice president of healthcare in Arnold Ventures.
Yeah.
Man, that's massive.
Yeah, fancy. Well, what's fun? It's interesting. Even in my even on my website with my bio, the first thing isn't like Arielle is a coach. There's the like how I got here, and that's both like I want people to know that I'm aligned with their mission, that I'm a purpose driven person also, right? And that I've sat in there, I've sat in the same seats that they've sat in or similar, right? That I know what it's like. Not that you have to know what it's like to be a good coach. But it's like it was both on purpose and the like. I don't yet totally have a really like really rooted story about my identity as a coach. So I'm like, okay, here are these services. I'll offer them to you. And here's my story, which establishes that I'm a coach. But over time, like I think, well, somebody said to me recently,
This is beautiful. This website's beautiful. The flock,
That's
the
beautiful.
whole theme of the birds and like the
Yeah.
word even tying into that. Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. I'm
well,
just
I've been like not worrying, but like wondering, like, when do I do the next thing? When do I move from a one-page website to a multiple page website, or at what point? And the person was like, you'll know, right? You'll know when like someone says to you, like you're telling me this and it doesn't say that on your website, or I'd love to know, the like, the time when like three people are like, can you tell me exactly how that works? And you're like, oh gosh, okay, I should take what I'm putting in all my proposals and put it on the website. That like you'll know what you want the website to do. And that also feels to me like a good barometer for like when to write the check to somebody, because I don't want to just like write a big check to a designer just to do stuff that I don't really need.
This link, this Mary Alderman, is she the person or they the person that worked on your? Yeah, I remember looking at your site when you first published it, and same thing, Gopi. I thought it was so beautiful. I'm so compelled to just say again that I encourage you to do video. I really do. I feel so compelled to say that. Like, I just think that your beauty just shows through your voice in motion. So I also will say, I've just, as you all have been talking, I've been thinking about the last 3 coaches that I hired. I didn't look at any of their websites. I did not go to any of their websites. Now, one was referred to me. One, I followed her on LinkedIn and I liked her content on LinkedIn and I reached out to her to work with her. And then the third one, I don't remember how we got in touch, but I didn't look at any other websites. So just, not to detract. I think it's important. I do think it's an important piece of collateral. So I'm going to do it too. But I just, I think it's a landing place. It's not the place.
I think there's an and in here, right? The website helps us to step into our like, okay, this is who I am, and to really know who I am and what I like doing and who I'm here to serve,
Yeah.
going out and just serving, like just inviting people into your space and saying, I can help you, and having a talk, having a coaching session and recognizing, okay, do I like this? Do I want more of this? Or am I going somewhere else?
There's also, okay, this may sound like totally kooky, but when I was deciding whether I wanted to pay Mary to make the website or like try to do something on my own, I was like, gosh, like it seems like a lot of money. And my husband said, like, do you remember those savings bonds from Gigi Lil, my grandma? And like they're probably mature right now. And like, wouldn't Grandma Lil like love to buy you a website?
Oh.
And I was like, you know what? Like that, I mean, like, like she wasn't an investor by any stretch of the imagination, but there something about the like like the concreteness of it and the energetic feel of the money that I was like, okay, I will do, like that is something that grandma would really and it has nothing to do with business strategy, but I was like, oh, like, more than like she would put the money into my training or more, right, or like work with another coach, is that like, there's like some energy around that money that made me think like I want something sturdy and visible.
Mm.
I love that.
It made it more personal because it's like, oh, my grandma's gift to me.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember growing up with all American friends, that my American friends at like 4 and 5 and 8 and 12 would all get money from their grandparents, like good money.
I got like $5 from my
Okay.
grandparents. So now I'm older than all of you, I think. So that's probably a sign of the times. But yeah,
Well,
I got like $5.
total side note, and I remember us going to India and getting like 11 rupees or something, 10 cents. And I was, as you were thinking, like my mother-in-law's, she gives money to my kids, like good money, like when he turned 18, a few thousand. It was nice.
Nice.
And I was just thinking that that gift, if your grandmother gives you that gift of a website, there's just something so personal about that,
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Like she's supporting my mission, like she's
Totally.
supporting my new identity, like my grandma's here. It's like a lineage. It's a beautiful, yeah. Hmm. We're at time, technically.
Gopi, how are you doing? I saw your post in Circle
Mm.
about your conversation with your hubby, and I just wanted to ask how you were doing. I didn't get to respond.
Yeah, I'm doing okay. It really helps for me to release it through writing in circle.
Good.
Like I feel like when I write it out and then release it and it's gone and I'm feeling much better. Let me check and really answer that question. I drop into the big fame, social media, like this website space, like for me is a very dream space in order to avoid the next step.
Mm.
And so I was very heavily in that space, and my husband brought me back to reality, which I push against and I hated and I was very upset about. And the next day recognized that he was pushing against it for a reason, because I was in dream, like things are going to be amazingly big, instead of knowing that I have next steps that I've been avoiding. And so I was able to accept that there's a step here that I'm avoiding. I need to identify why is it, what's the fear there, what's the tear, spend time there instead of dropping into the bigness. And knowing that the bigness will come, the broadcast news, the TV show, maybe it'll come one day, but it's not here right now. And let me focus on my steps. So
Mhm.
that's where I'm at right now.
Nice. Good.
Um, I'm glad to hear that. I will say if you I'll send you the LinkedIn profile of a friend who is actually Talal's coach. Is Talal's coach, who's like more of a kind of like career business coach, who has like over the last 10 years like started he wrote a book about, it's called like The Art of Keeping in Touch, and he like goes on the news, like morning, he like talks to like local morning anchors,
Okay.
and he's like, like just like us, he's just
Really
like us. So I'll
beneficial.
send you his thing, and you can even just see like what is, like some of the clips are on there.
Ariel, I'm so glad to hear that because one of my close friends is a doctor. She's a pediatrician at the Children's Hospital, and they have her on the news regularly about just like topics that come up, like a few times, a year, maybe 3, 4 times a year. And I've also
Mhm.
been on the news to promote the temple events. And so I'm like, instead of being the person that they call to for the temple events, which is like once a year, twice a year. I want to be the person they call to for educational leadership and
Mhm,
parenting and children and like that. And
mhm.
so that right there, ooh, that just brought in a little bit of clarity for me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because my husband's like, nobody does shows anymore. Nobody watches TV and nobody does TV shows. I'm like, I could be like Judge Judy, but Mother Gopi Gita-esque. And he's like, like, is that
Oh,
your audience? Judge Judy are like people that are at home that know but that aren't doing anything. Like, is that really your audience? And I'm like, oh God, everything I was saying as an idea was just getting shot down. So really glad to hear this. He also, anyways, he wants me to do my next step, which is the podcast that we release that he did put a lot of work into it that I haven't been doing. So he's like, can you try with your podcast first instead of like thinking about, okay, great. Yeah, I'm gonna look at that.
Totally. All his things are on there. I think too about like, do you ever watch there's this podcast Las Culturistas with the comedians Bowen Yang and Matt Rogers. And
wow,
Matt
I
has
love
been
that show.
going on Jenna and Friends. You know Jenna Bush's thing? It's
Really?
like yes.
Wow.
So there
Yes.
are
And
shows. So people do watch shows, and there are
people
shows.
watch shows. Yes. And then there's like internet shows. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
and
the
then they
podcasts
stream
are
it on
all
YouTube.
the
Yeah.
pod, yeah, the thing that's happening now with podcasts is that they're going back to video. Like people are like recording podcasts, but filming them. Like Amy Poehler's podcast is that way. It's like starting to trend more in like you can still listen to them, but people watch the things.
There is a whole
Prof
ecosystem.
G's,
Do
Prof
you
G's
guys know?
podcast is on YouTube too,
Do
Monica.
you know TV hosts or show hosts that would be interested in my story? I'd have to figure out what that story is for that
I
particular
don't
one.
know it. No, I don't.
Any of you know anybody, let me know.
Yeah.
Or know someone who knows somebody.
Gopi, what's the is it what's the topic? What would be the topic of your show or talks?
We'd have to figure that out.
Okay. No, because I don't know. I mean, obviously I'm a parent of young kids and like I'm really drawn towards the parenting thing and like Dr. Becky is so famous and she's doing
Yeah.
so well.
So a lot of it is so where I'm strongest in conversation is how teachers and parents can work together to strengthen children,
Mm,
to strengthen academic success, the solidarity, that moment of connection between a teacher and a parent,
That's cool.
and how school leaders can provide that kind of environment so that it's like the entire infrastructure is together instead of the conflict and then the avoidance and then the all the stuff that happens in the schools.
Gopi, like this is your moment. It's back to school.
Yeah.
uh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's back to school.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, I went to back to school night yesterday and I had a moment of like, ooh, I don't know, like if his teacher's gonna care about him. Like, I don't know if like public school's the right decision because he's like really gifted and my kid's gonna be in the mat. Like I had so many, like I was really confused last night. Am I doing the right thing by sending my kid to this school? And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure what you have to share is really helpful.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks. Bye, Ariel. We'll see you next.
Bye. See you soon.
Bye. I have to jump too, actually.
All right.
I'm glad I was able to make it this week.
Yeah. How's your dad? Just before you jump, how are you?
He is okay. He is home.
Mm.
But they are struggling. My parents are struggling with the adjustment. My dad is not mobile, not very mobile. Like he can't, so he needs help showering and, like getting in and out of bed. And that's been challenging for my mom. Like, like he has some support, like he's got therapists coming in and things, but, they're adjusting to this new season in their life. So it's been a challenge. And, frankly, my sister and I, like, I just, I don't know how to help them. And so I'm helping them the best way that I can, but I'm also like, you guys, this is your life.
Yeah.
Like you have to figure this out,
Mhm.
So yeah, thanks for asking. They're adjusting is the
Yeah.
best way to say it.
Yeah, and you're adjusting to their adjusting well.
Yes, exactly. We're all adjusting. Exactly.
I'm sending
All
you-
right. Lovely to see you.
Yeah.
And I'll see you next week. I'll be
Okay.
in Boston next week, so I'll be in a different location.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.